Beyblade Burst. Those two words might either bring a sense of joy or offend you. Within the last few years, the re-emergence of Beyblade within mainstream culture has brought back older fans. This might sound fantastic, but it does raise some problems. You've probably heard of the word purist or elitist. Well, ever since Beyblade's resurgence, the amount of purists, either Metal Fight or Plastic Gen, have skyrocketed. Now there's no issue with having preferences, but some take it too far, displaying some sort of superiority complex. And the problem is that Burst has become the victim of this, just like Metal Fight was when it was still new. Imagine going up to one of these guys and telling them that the Burst system exists in the Metal Saga universe. They'll probably laugh at you and tell you that you have a smooth brain. But what if you told them that you weren't lying at all? On July 13, 2019, CoroCoro published a one-shot chapter commemorating the 10-year anniversary of Beyblade Metal Fight. The series, written and illustrated by its original creator, Takafumi Adachi, is known as Beyblade Metal Fight Soul Burst. The series was released in conjunction to the Metal Fight or Metal Fusion Burst remake toys. Believe it or not, this type of thing isn't unheard of. You had the Bakuten Shoot Beyblade Rising manga that came out a few years prior. Beyblade Metal Fight Soul Burst is shown to take place after the events of Beyblade Metal Fight 4D or Beyblade Metal Fury. Due to the widespread destruction after the Nemesis Crisis, the WBBA devised a new system that would reduce the potential destruction that Beyblades have caused. As opposed to the Beyblade Burst universe, the Burst system in Metal Fight is an acronym for Burst Under Resisting Serious Trouble. Makes sense considering that Beyblades in this universe were like mini nuclear bombs. The story begins with a battle between Kenta and Jinga. Both bladers are seen using the Burst system variant of their Season 1 bays. Despite Kenta boasting about how much training he's done since the aftermath of 4D, Jinga still comes out victorious, because he's the main character. Kyoya randomly appears out of nowhere to battle Jinga in the final. Just as they were about to commence their match, another guy literally jumps out of a helicopter, because who doesn't love dramatic entrances? This guy, who calls himself Mr. Big Road, was actually the sponsor of the tournament. He proceeds to show off his new abomination of a Beyblade and challenges both bladers to a battle. Despite the efforts, they struggle to defeat the new guy, and then that's the end of the story. No, I was just kidding. Turns out that this character was actually Dorji. Yeah, the same Dorji who was sent to the Shadow Realm and also mentioned that Moses used a Beyblade. Man, this guy really can't let go of everything. Apparently, Dorji was butthurt to find out that Beyblades can no longer be weaponized. After his typical villain monologue, he bursts Pegasus. Jinga looks defeated, but you would probably know what happened next. Jinga summoned his special move, the Blader Spirit, which of course was just another name for main character plot armor. With the help of many other bladers, he was able to reassemble Pegasus from absolutely nowhere and save the day, because that's what the main character does. The end. It was a happy ending. I mean, come on, this isn't Attack on Titan or something. So far, this was the latest piece of media about the Metal Saga. It's been 3 years since then, and there's no indication on whether we'll be getting more like this in the future. But Takafumi did mention in a tweet that he was disappointed to find out that Zero G was cancelled. He had actual plans for Season 2, but Lord Toil Cells happened. Oh well. Some people may believe that this one-shot is a self-contained story that has no links towards the main universe. But here's a catch. Takafumi himself, yes, the creator of Beyblade Metal Fight, specifically stated that this story takes place in the same timeline as the other series, just before the events of Zero G. As he mentioned that it takes place in that timeline, not somewhere else, then it is officially canon, not some random spin-off from an alternate timeline like Bay Wheels or Bay Raiders. Now this might be hard to accept for some people, but a lot of the times, the truth is difficult to accept. Honestly, I love the concept, and I wish that there would be more stories about this. I mean, who doesn't want more new Metal Saga content? As for how this links to Zero G, the WBBA probably abandoned the system over time due to protests from the public. Perhaps they created the Synchrom system as a way to bring back the high-octane battles with slightly less destruction. Or maybe it's not supposed to make any sense and we should just leave it as it is. Hope you all enjoyed this episode of Beyblade Explained. Once again, this is your host Utorpindranza. Thanks for watching, and as always, see you in the next one. Take care.